Welcome to episode 34 of the Renault Master Camper Conversion. In this episode I'm building a headboard for the bed, and I have started by putting a new rail in here. I've moved this rail back so it allows the bed to push back a little bit more. It's all dead space there, so we're trying to push the bed back as far as we can and get the maximum space out the van. And the headboard then just stops the pillows from falling. It's a problem we had when we was on the road. The pillows kept falling down the gap, or they would fall out when we opened the bed. Now I've got to make this headboard removable so we can slide the mattress out of the back easier and just get into the back there if we need to. So yeah, I've started by sort of cutting a sheet to the length. I've got it cut in B&Q, and I've just sort of shaped it to the sides of these. So now that's done, I've marked where the trims I put on the inside are. So I'm now going to take this panel out, drill some holes through it, and then I'll be able to screw it from the back. And then once that's done, I'll start cladding the inside. So I'm only going to clad the top bit. Just going to use some reclaimed wood, just stick it on there, and then we're going to paint it the same colour as the ceiling and see how it looks. These are basically the trims that I was just talking about. So yeah, once that ply was covering that, I just drew down the side of there so I can screw into here now. So I'm now going to mark 18mm on here, do a couple of screw holes, and then that is ready to get screwed on. So this is the timber that I've been using to do the cladding on the headboard. Now this is sort of brand new timber, and I had enough length of it to do it, but it's all sort of regularised timber, and it was all 18mm, so it made it a bit heavy as well. So what I've been doing is been planing it to different thicknesses, trying to give it a sort of reclaimed look so it doesn't look perfect. I'm lucky enough to have this machine. Obviously I've said before I'm a carpenter, so yeah, I use this quite regularly, but if you don't have this, a power plane or just use some reclaimed would do it. But it was a lot easier and safer for me to use this than it is to use a power plane. So yeah, I'll show you how I'm getting on with it. So I've actually finished all the cladding on this. I forgot to make a video earlier, but obviously here is where I've screwed it to the trims on the sides. So now by removing these 3 screws either side, I can take this whole panel out, and then I have just got the cladding on the other side. So the top piece was one full piece, and that helps, gives it some rigidity, and then I've just cut them up and done joints in them, just to give it more of a rustic look. I just need to put a bracket on the bottom there because it's a bit bouncy there, but actually now it's got the timber on it, it's not as bad, so it might be right. I can show you in the inside now how it looks, and I'm about to remove it so I can start painting it. That's how it looks from the inside. Like I said, I didn't want to get these joints perfect. Some of the boards are thicker than others, so it looks rustic. That's what I'm aiming for. I've also only done 3 runs because I don't want to add too much weight to the van, and because there is little gaps at the sides, I've just put some pieces going down. So now that's done, I'm going to remove it and prime it, and then I'll be painting it the same colour as the ceiling. I wanted to add a bit more colour into here because I don't want everything to be the same. I'm just going to give a bit of contrast. So yeah, I wanted to use some of more of that green. I didn't know where, didn't really seem right to do it anywhere else. I like how it looks already, but I think I don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to paint this green, and then hopefully it's going to look really nice. Now it's off, what I'm going to do is just take off each panel and then put some glue on it and screw it back together. Once I've done that, then I'll get the undercoat done. I've done the undercoating earlier, it's now dry and ready for the first top coat. I've removed this rail because I'm going to blowtorch it and varnish it, and I've also chucked it through the plane because this lip here doesn't stick out more than 30mm, so the door will close. It closes anyway, but it didn't need to be that thick. It's literally just holding the headboard and just stopping the mattress from falling backwards. So yeah, I've reduced the weight of it by planing it down and made sure it doesn't stick out past these rubbers. So what else I'm going to do here as well is just insulate the inside of this door. I've started there, but that was the last bit I had, and I've got some new ply, so I'm going to ply line these again with some nice new ply, because then I'll paint them again, and it sort of works out as part of the headboard. Basically, when you look at the end of the bed, these just didn't look very neat, so I'm going to do this as part of this video. I'm not really going to go into much detail on it because I don't really need to, and I'm not going to do a whole video just on these, making these, so I thought I'd incorporate into this video. I've got my new piece of ply, so although the old ones are damaged and bit crap. It's a bit of a shame, but it also helps me out because I can use these as templates. So I'm going to go around here with a jigsaw, just take the bulk of it out, and then I'll clamp this down to the top and then use my bearing guided router to get this nice finish, because jigsaw will leave it a bit rough and it takes ages trying to sand it and everything, so it'd be quicker just to use the bearing guided route a bit and we can get the exact same shape as that. So I've just cut a few millimeters away from the line. This allows me to overlay the old piece and adjust it so that I can know I can get the router to go all the way around. Another reason I want to use the router is because you get this blowout here with the jigsaw, so the router will get a nice cleaner finish than that, and I'll get rid of all these chips once I put the router on there. So that's done. I think I've left my router at work, so I'm gonna have to put this away and do it later or tomorrow. Just finished trimming up my new door card. I'm using the old door card as a template and a bearing guided router bit, and it will give me an exact copy of the original piece, and it will give me a nice flush clean cut as well without any chipping or splinters. So I've previously said I am a carpenter, so I already have one of these and it's really good. But yeah, if you don't have one, it might be worth investing. You can probably pick up a second-hand one for quite cheap. The bits can be expensive if you buy the decent ones, but they're worth getting the decent ones because you don't want to damage your workpiece. So I think they're about 25-30 quid for that. It's worth it. Lasts a while and makes things a lot easier. So I varnished this back rail and I painted the other side of this, fitted them back in. So let's go and see how it looks from the inside now. So that is the headboard done. It's nice to have a different bit of colour in here just to mix it up a bit. So the next job now is to get these door cards done. Now, I've just put some tape on there and drawn around the rubber seal when the door is shut. You can't really see it from here. But I think the old door card was behind the rubber, so that's not good. That might allow a passage for water to come in. So I've basically marked it, and I'm going to try and line it up, and I might trim off the edge of the door card, the new one, to make it a bit smaller so it fits on there better and doesn't go past the rubber seal, because that could allow water to come in. And there was no sign of moisture getting in here anywhere. A little bit on the back of the door card was black. That's normally a sign that it's got wet and sort of mold started to form. So I'm gonna try and adjust this and get a better fit than the original one. That there still has the original one on, which has been cut and has some sort of rail in between to hold something. I don't know what it is. And then at the bottom there is another little sort of tray thing. So I'm hoping that I can use this door card flipped backwards to fit this side. But again, I'm gonna have to try and figure this out. I've still got all the bits of this side. So there's two bits, the top bit, which is still on there, the bottom bit I took off. So I might be able to use them and the old one to try and get this side done, which I don't have the timber for it yet, apply. Because it's been a bit rainy, I haven't really got much places to store it. I got one done, so I thought I can just work on it if I get a bit of time, because I can't wait for the rain to end. I just don't have time. I need to get this finished. I'm actually selling this camper van when it's done, so yeah, I need to crack on with it because it's costing me money, and I'm putting a lot of money and time into it as well. So I need to get it done and sold. So the inner line is where I've drawn around the rubber, and the outer line is the old ply, well, the new one, because it's the same as the old one. So I'm going to take about ½ inch off of it, just to make it sit within this rubber better, so it's not allowing water to get into the ply. That will sit. It might go in a bit, just on the inside of the ply on the rubber, but the majority of the rubber will seal around the door. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to work this out, get that done, and screw this new board on here. This is ready to trim down now. I'm going to get that done. Pretty much all set up, ready to go. And once I've done that, I'm going to mark where I'm going to put the new holes. Obviously, I'm going to be using a flange headed screw, just a M4, and these are probably about 6mm. I think originally they were rivets, and then someone's had to take this panel off, and then they've put bolts in it, or coach screws. So they stuck out quite a lot. So the flange headed screws have got a small head, but they've got a wide head, so they don't pull through the wood. So they'll hold it on nicely and give a nice flush finish. So I'm going to get cracking on with this and get it done before it starts raining. So I've got 2 screws in there, and that's held in place. So now I've marked all the places where I can drill and get a good fixing. So I'm going to do that now, get it screwed up, and then I'll take it off and go and paint it. And I'm also going to paint around here. So this is the screw that I'm using. It's just a 1/2 inch M4 or number 4 flange head screw, and this is what was held on before. So the problem is these big old bolts have sort of ripped that rubber, because like I said, it was right over here and the bolt was getting into the rubber. But it's not going to happen no more, because I've left another 1/2 inch gap for that rubber to sit in there nicely. So I'm going to get this done and then go and give it a coat of undercoat. Close the door, the bottom's fine. It's fine here. The rubber starts to catch around here, so I'm going to take a couple more mil just to the edge of the screw. And the same with that one. Just a couple more millimeters off there, just to get a better fit with that rubber. We don't want any water getting in. This door card has had its first undercoat, and I'm probably going to end this episode here. Reason being is the weather's not looking too great for the next few days, so when it's rainy and I can't really do much outside, I can come and paint this. But when it's dry, I'm going to start doing the door card for the sliding door. Now I need to get this done before I can do the kitchen unit, which is going to have the hob. So I want to crack on with that, and trying to concentrate on just one other door card is not going to be the best use of time and weather. So I can come back to that. You're going to get the point of how it's going to look. But the main objective of this video was to make the headboard, which is done, and I've showed you. This just finishes the back of the van just to make it look a bit tidier and nicer than what was there before.